to the fight, yeah, like everybody witnessed, I was very, very surprised and shocked of what was unfolding in front of me. Round per round, you keep thinking any moment now, Usyk is going to turn the screw. And it's one of those things, the nightmare that was unfolding in front of Usyk and in front of the millions watching around the world, and I'm one of those. You just keep thinking, any moment now, Usyk is doing this deliberate. Any moment now, he's going to turn it on and show why he's the undisputed, two-time undisputed. And unfortunately, it was one of those nightmares that just continued, and yeah, it's. I was very, very.
That Usyk does a little bit of tricks of the trade.
Well, yeah. Listen, winners win. They win ugly. Winners win anyhow. Win ugly. Usyk is a master of that. Whatever it takes to win. He's done it all through his career. I'm not here to go back on make it to do. I could go into details from before in the past, not just with the fights he's had with my fighter. Fights he's had with other people. Yes, he does. It does always look to the referee. There was one point, I think it might have been round 5, where the Rico hit a perfectly good shot to the body, and he pointed to the referee to say that was low. No, that was not low. And it's just the things he does. But nevertheless, like I said, winners, which he is the serial winner, they find their way to win, and he found a way.
Daniel Dubois and Don Charles both step into the same storm here, directly calling out Oleksandr Usyk and revisiting the controversy from their previous encounters. They strongly suggest that Dubois was denied a fair outcome in their first clash, pointing to moments they believe changed the fight unfairly. The tone is frustrated and confident as they question Usyk's reputation and highlight what they see as repeated advantages going his way inside the ring.
But it was a body shot. It was a body shot.
Okay, bro.
That was clear.
It was in the past. Okay.
Yeah, I must acknowledge and commend Peter Fury to come up with a game plan to literally nullify any of Usyk's strengths. They totally took it away. It was.
Don Charles breaks down the Usyk versus Rico situation with clear frustration, focusing on the controversial stoppage. He argues the bell had already gone and insists Rico should have been allowed to return to his corner instead of the referee stepping in. From his point of view, the decision disrupted the natural flow of the fight and potentially changed the outcome, as Rico was still alert and capable of seeing out the final round on the scorecards.
Do you think he took the piss a bit with the time laying down on the floor after he...
Yeah, that wasn't a low blow. You didn't see him grabbing his balls, did you?
Right.
Yeah, that was a real shot. But
Eddie Hearn breaks this down with real admiration for Rico's performance, making it clear he felt the kickboxer completely disrupted Oleksandr Usyk's rhythm. He even had Rico ahead on his own scorecard going into the final stages, which shows how competitive the fight looked from his angle. However, he questions the referee's decision, calling the stoppage poor and suggesting Rico still had enough left to continue.
but it was a body shot. It was a body shot.
Okay, bro.
That was clear.
It was in the past. Okay.
Daniel Dubois pushes a very direct angle here, rejecting the idea that the controversial shot was a low blow and suggesting Oleksandr Usyk exaggerated the situation on the canvas. From Dubois' perspective, it was a legitimate body shot and not something that should have caused such a long pause. The frustration in his tone adds fuel to the ongoing debate around fairness in their previous encounter. Oleksandr Usyk responds calmly to all the controversy around stoppages, dismissing the debate and staying focused on his role as a fighter. He refuses to engage in arguments about whether decisions were early or unfair, keeping his mindset strictly on boxing itself. It shows his composed personality even when criticism is building from opponents and analysts.
I do not think about this. A lot of people say, hey, it's early, it's not. Listen, it's not my job. My job is...
Derek Chisora openly backs Rico Verhoeven here, showing he genuinely believes the upset could happen. He highlights that Rico actively wanted this fight, while Oleksandr Usyk did not, suggesting psychological advantage plays a role. He also leans into the atmosphere and location, implying big fights often produce unexpected outcomes when pressure is high.
You picked Rico Verhoeven to win this fight, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And then I saw his promoter, Jason, when we were coming in the red carpet, and I go to him, I think he might win this, because Derek, I think so too. Because remember, he asked for this fight. Oleksandr didn't ask for this fight, so I pick him to win it. We're definitely going to get upset here today. Listen, history was made. Look behind us, we've got the pyramids. You know, we're in Africa, and most people...
Jason Statham gives a respectful but realistic take on Oleksandr Usyk, praising him as a champion while still warning that no fighter is untouchable. He stresses the unpredictability of boxing, pointing out that upsets can happen at any moment regardless of reputation. His message reinforces the idea that every fight carries real danger,
champion.
No matter how dominant
I
a
love
champion
it. I love
looks
everything
going
about him, what he stands for. But you know, the thing about the fight game and competitive sport in general, an upset is always around the corner. You can never discount anybody, and that's the thing about boxing in particular. This is your last chance. Buy the pay-per-view on DAZN.
Liam Goff lays out just how shocking this matchup became once the action actually unfolded inside the ring. He expected Oleksandr Usyk to control things comfortably, but instead Rico Verhoeven turned it into a real war of attrition with his pressure and engine. The key point he drives home is how the fight shifted into a situation where Usyk was no longer ahead on comfort, but forced into a position where only a knockout seemed certain.
Usyk, what the hell was that? Oleksandr Usyk, who is a two-time heavyweight undisputed champion, went in there with a guy by the name of Rico Verhoeven, who had a record of 1-0 with one knockout in a fight that he had over a decade ago, who has made his name primarily in kickboxing as a kickboxing legend. Not a boxing legend, a kickboxing legend. On the surface, that is seen as an easy fight for one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of gloves. Right? That is seen as an easy fight on paper. Oleksandr Usyk went in there, and for 11 rounds, he made that fight hard. No, not only did he make it hard, Rico Verhoeven made it hard for him by showing a tremendous engine, tremendous strength, very unorthodox, but he made it difficult for Oleksandr Usyk, to the point when you are watching this fight, you're thinking Usyk needs not just a knockdown, he needs a knockout to win this.
Rico Verhoeven expresses clear confusion and frustration at the referee's decision, insisting he was still fully aware and ready to continue. He believes the timing of the stoppage directly impacted the fairness of the outcome, especially with the bell situation coming into question. In his view, the right solution now would be a formal review, either overturning it or sending it to the scorecards.
That's why right away when the referee came in, I wasn't dazzled or whatever. I was looking at the referee and why is it stopping? We're almost there. So it didn't make any sense to me. And then now looking back at it, even the bell went.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And that's something he should be aware of. So yeah, of course mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit his.
Usyk's former promoter offers a respectful and emotional perspective, shifting focus away from controversy and toward legacy. Instead of engaging in debate, he highlights Oleksandr Usyk's place in boxing history and expresses hope that he retires at his peak. It's a reminder that despite all the noise, Usyk is still viewed by many as an all-time great.
Yeah, of course mistakes can be made, but then looking back at it, the referee should admit his mistake, look back at it and say like, hey, so it's either a no contest or we go to the scorecards. And I think if we go to the scorecards, I was ahead.
Michael Bisping adds serious weight to the controversy by openly stating he felt Oleksandr Usyk cheated in the situation. His reaction reflects how divided opinion has become around the incident, with even experienced fighters questioning what they saw. It intensifies the narrative that something controversial and potentially unfair influenced the outcome of the fight.
Let the man go down. There's a 3 knockdown rule in boxing. There was only 1 knockdown there. I'm just a little disappointed for Rico going out there fighting like that, showing the heart that he did, and almost pulling off the upset because he was clearly ahead on the scorecards. And then to get dropped in round 11, get back to his feet, take a few more shots but not go down and the referee stop it. Nah, man. Nah. After going through 11 rounds of war, you're going to stop it because of that? I didn't like that at all.
Rico Verhoeven takes his frustration even further here, openly pushing for an appeal and questioning the referee's integrity. He strongly believes the fight should either be ruled a no contest or decided on the scorecards where he feels he was leading. His stance shows just how deeply he feels the decision affected what he believes was a winning performance.
Completely honest, I just saw the end because of all the comments I was reading, and they stopped the fight after the bell. So the bell went, and then they stopped the fight. So yeah, I think we might just go and appeal it because this doesn't make any sense, right? No. Like if the bell goes and then stop the fight, why? It's like then it's my time to rest.
Michael Bisping adds serious weight to the controversy by openly stating he felt Oleksandr Usyk cheated in the situation. His reaction reflects how divided opinion has become around the incident, with even experienced fighters questioning what they saw. It intensifies the narrative that something controversial and potentially unfair influenced the outcome of the fight.
Came out, he got up on the 8 count, and then the 10-second clapper went, so it was right towards the end of the round, and it was almost like the referee could have let the fight go on, just so we could have seen the final round, because on a lot of scorecards around the ringside, people had Rico ahead by like 2 or 3 rounds, and difficult to argue with. I don't know what Usyk was doing. Has Usyk got old overnight at that?
What can I say? It's done. But when you're fighting for the world title and your man's put such a good performance up, and he's in the fight, okay, he gets put down, but he gets back up. And he was missing, and he's firing his shot. He tried to fire back as well. So the bell's gone, and then he decides to stop it. He's only
early stoppers. They robbed that fucking night.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay,
huh? What do you think's next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White.
Huh? Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch.
Rico Verhoeven takes his frustration even further here, openly pushing for an appeal and questioning the referee's integrity. He strongly believes the fight should either be ruled a no contest or decided on the scorecards where he feels he was leading. His stance shows just how deeply he feels the decision affected what he believes was a winning performance. Thanks for watching Boxing World TV Boxing Glove. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more non-stop boxing action, fight highlights, and champion moments every week.